Are you ready to add some electrifying energy to your palette? It's Spotlight Saturday and I'm shining the light on Liquitex Fluorescent Acrylics that promise to add a punch of brightness to any project. Welcome to Conversations with Canvas, where I review art books, art supplies and share painting demos, providing you your daily dose of art. Now this is the Liquitex Basics range and there are 6 fluorescent paints in it. I bought this for $1199. I'll share the link in the description. The packaging of the set is pretty standard. As you can see, it's a cardboard box. It had a sealed plastic wrap on it and it has a window, but all the colors are not visible through it. Now these are 22 ml each and there are 6 shades. You can see there's blue, green, pink, red, orange and yellow. I'd just like to share that the fluorescent paints belong to the S2 series. They are basically transparent paints and they do not have a good light fastness, that is, they will fade with time. Now 120 ml of the same paint costs around 350 Indian rupees, and in this set this tube is around 22 ml, which costs around 200 rupees per tube. So definitely buying the set is more expensive, but I just wanted to try out the other shades before opting for larger tubes. The paint consistency is similar to the Liquitex Basics range, that is, they are neither too thick or too fluid. They have a pretty smooth flow, they have a satin finish and can be used without any dilution or any medium to create perfect blends. To understand the range of mixing of these fluorescent colors, I thought it would be interesting to create swatches of tints and shades of these colors. Now a tint is basically just a lighter version of the color, which is made by mixing the paint with white, whereas a shade is just darkening the color with the addition of black. The addition of white not only lightens the hue but also creates a softer, almost pastel version of the vibrant neon colors, whereas the shade mixes were quite unexpected. Like the neon colors have turned into earthy, muted shades. Another stark difference that I noticed was the opacity of the tints versus the shades. The tints, because of the white, have now become opaque, whereas the shades are still very transparent. You could also extend this experiment further with different ratios of white and black to see how actually subtle or intense the change in the hue is. I feel these soft pastel tints could really add a vibrant ethereal glow if used as highlights in skies and even in portraits, whereas the shades, since they have lost their fluorescent quality, are perfect for shadows and to create some moody effects. I'm now going to turn up the color party by mixing these fluorescent with the 3 primaries, that is Hansa Yellow Light, Quinacridone Red and Phthalo Blue. My objective is basically to check the new color mixes that I can get. I'm going to be mixing each of the fluorescent hue with the 3 primaries and then I'll tint them with white. As you can see, combining the fluorescent with the primaries has unlocked a whole new world of color possibilities. The mixes that I'm achieving are not loud in your face colors. Instead, we have some beautiful bold glowing hues, like especially I love the warm colors. They can be great for sunsets and landscape paintings. These mixes are ranging from neon pastels, tropical corals, beautiful teals, vibrant violets and even some earthy tones. It's like I have created a rainbow with attitude. I'm done with exploring this bold palette and now it's time to put these colors to a real test in a fun demo of this avocado. For this piece, I'm going to be using titanium white, my fluorescent paint set and my secret weapon, which is a stash of leftover paint. I'm toning the paper with fluorescent pink. Now this bold underlayer will mostly get covered in the final piece, but it will peek through at certain places and under transparent darks, adding the right amount of vibrancy. To sketch the outline, I'm using my trusty neutral mix. While sketching, I'm careful not to draw curved lines. Instead, I use straight lines to map the form. I feel this sketching technique is quite forgiving, especially when we're drawing circles and ellipses. It also adds some structure and dynamics to the form. The bold pink underpainting and the loose sketch have now set the stage for an energetic painting. Now let's see where these neon colors are going to take us. Now from my mixing experiments that I just conducted with these fluorescent paints, I know that these colors are transparent. They are also nearly of the same value, that is, they are all of a light mid-tone. When I add white into them, they become opaque and pastel-like, whereas when I add a dark tone into it, they turn into earthy and muted shades. So I'll be using all of this knowledge when I'm mixing colors for this avocado painting. To lay down the darks, I mix the neon paints with the neutral mix, and for the mid-tones, I add a touch of white. Now what this basically does is, it reduces the chroma as well as adds into the opacity of the paint. Now these dark, earthy, muted shades will definitely balance out the light, vibrant, glowy pastel tints that I'll be adding in. I'm loving how these colors are playing together. The mix of warm reds and the rich neutrals contrasting so beautifully with the cool greens. Also, to keep up with the modern fresh vibe, I am keeping my brushwork purposefully pretty chunky and loose. The light tints are making the avocados glow, especially the central bit is really looking gorgeous, and I thought it would be nice to ground it a bit and dull it down a bit with the background and the shadow area. The dark transparent complementary shadow with bits of the pink underpainting peeking through it not only grounds the avocado but also adds depth without actually dulling down the colors. To balance out the vibrancy of the avocado, I am painting a muted light pink which will create a soft dreamy haze around the avocado. I feel even though I have muted these neon colors, they bring a playful vibrancy and rich depth to the subject which would be kind of difficult to achieve with standard colors. Honestly, initially I felt it was a bit of a splurge when I bought this fluorescent paint set, but it has helped me narrow down my favorites for future purchases. I'll definitely be restocking the larger tubes of yellow, red, pink and blue as I found these neon primaries the real stars of the set. I hope you have enjoyed this electrified neon infused take on the avocado. Thanks to this feisty rainbow of paints, just shows that a touch of fluorescent can really make the simplest subject stand out in a big way. And there you have it, an in-depth look at this fluorescent acrylic set from Liquitex. Thanks for exploring this glowing new edition from my studio. If you found this review helpful, or if you have any suggestions for future reviews or demos, do drop a comment below. I'd love to read your thoughts. This is Conversations with Canvas, signing off with my weekly brushstroke of creativity. Until next time, take care, keep creating and exploring new artistic possibilities. Bye!